Alright, so back to this. I was able to get all 4 parts uploaded yesterday, so I think I'm kind of beyond that as an issue. Sort of now know what I need to do in order to get it all basically prepared to upload by the end of the day. 4 parts, which is sort of 2 recording segments, right? So I'll probably be able to upload 4 parts until pretty much the end of the mod or whatnot, right? So, yeah, I mean, there really shouldn't be any issues with that. Or, not, there should be no issues anymore. So, yeah, but getting back into it, honestly, oh my god, I remember. Because I wasn't, like, thinking about where we left off, but yeah, I wasn't thinking about where he left off, but this is where he did, and now it's come back to me that this is the decision which will determine whatever ending we get on Sayori's route, right? Either the good or bad ending, as it's been for the past 2 routes. For Monica and Yuri's route in that part of the game, right? So there's no reason to assume it'll be any different here, right? It'll be a good ending and a bad ending. So, yeah, and then, yeah, I think before I get into this, because, like, this is a major decision, I think I talked about everything I needed to, like, prior to the mod about me. Yeah, basically, I figured it all out, so shouldn't be any issues regarding sort of technical, issues regarding uploading the videos consistently and on time or whatnot. So just sort of establishing that, getting that out of the way, so I don't need to talk about it again. Second off, obviously Monica and Yuri's route, that was like half the mod, right? That's like effectively one part of the mod. And then now we know, well, now we've confirmed, given we had the choice between Sayori and Natsuki, that that's the other part of the mod, right? There's really no overlap between the parts. But within the parts themselves, there's overlap between routes. So, granted, once you make the first choice, you either, as it's been for the other part, as is with this part, you either stick with the route you picked or jump ship, right? And then the second choice, obviously, as I mentioned, determines the ending of the current route you're on. So yeah, going from this, I guess it'd be interesting to see what would have happened if we jumped to Natsuki's route and whether Sayori would have died, given it seemed as though she didn't want to execute that night, right? It did seem as though she's going to commit suicide that night, but then sort of the question following that is, would that happen on Natsuki's route as well, or does that only happen on Sayori's route and then you jump ship to Natsuki's route, right? Because technically those are 2 different things, despite ultimately ending up on Natsuki's route regardless. So yeah, I mean, that's kind of like the only sort of, I guess, consistency or continuity, like, sort of issues regarding the mod or in the mod, is when you go on one person's route and then jump ship to another person's route, or the other person's route, not even another, just the other. We saw that when we were on Monika's route and jump ship to Yuri's route, or I didn't really test vice versa, but we know it's a thing, right? And obviously, we're not going to, there's no point in jumping ship to Natsuki's route. We'd rather just start from the beginning, right? I mean, that makes the most sense. That was why I went back and restarted on Yuri's route to begin with, and now I'm doing that for Sayori and then Natsuki, as I was talking about. So, but yeah, as for this decision, at least compared when the R2, I think this is a painfully obvious sort of decision. Like, I think it's painfully obvious which one is the good ending. Like, let's look at the R decisions. Oh, I didn't click page 4. Okay, this is the Monica decision, right? Which will determine either the good or bad ending, right? Obviously, the good ending was the top one. The bad one is the bottom one. This is just a slight wording which changes the outcome, right? This one, it wasn't that obvious which one was the good ending. Granted, I picked it, but, again, it wasn't painfully obvious. I picked it mostly based on luck and my own intuition, but it was still, again, not too obvious, despite me getting it, ultimately. So, then looking at Yuri's route, okay, that's, Jesus, which one? Hold on. Yuri's route, good ending was here. I think this one wasn't too obvious. It was more obvious than the Monica route, decision which led to sort of the outcome of the game, right? For that one, it wasn't really too obvious which was the good ending, which was the bad ending. This one, it's more obvious, but again, it's not like guaranteed, right? I was obviously saying, help ourselves is likely the better option, but then even so, going off of this, we're likely playing into Libertina's plan as a result. So there were some issues regarding that, but I think it was more obvious that, this help ourselves option was the good. Basically, it was more obvious in the Yuri route which one was the good ending, right? Which one would lead to the good outcome, and it's this. And honestly, I think it's painfully obvious for Sayori's route that, this bottom decision, right? Seeing a doctor, that's got to be the good one, right? This has got to be the good ending. It's got to lead to the better outcome. Because the issue is, then you have the implication of the mod saying seeing the doctor is not the right choice. Like, I'm just being painfully obvious here, right? Like, looking at... Because I was weighing the decisions in terms of sort of, okay, which one was the good outcome, right? This one, just slight changing of wording. So, no real sort of implications from this decision. This one was obviously, okay, it was more of an action type thing, right? But it was more obvious, but again, not painfully obvious. And despite this being action as opposed to like wording or whatnot, right? Like this being you directly doing something as opposed to simply slight change in wording, there is some implication, but I think again it was kind of like it wasn't as sort of as big of an implication as this choice is, right? This choice is a much bigger implication. The implication being, okay, because let's say helping Yuri was the right one. Let's say for this decision, finding Yuri led to the good outcome, right? Then the implication is, oh, you can put your own issues aside for at least a bit to, help someone who's in need. So there's no seemingly big implication if the roles were reversed here, right? Obviously, given the good ending was help ourselves, the sort of implication of that was, right, make sure you're in a good state before you help others. But vice versa isn't really that big of an implication, right? Like say, oh, if finding Yuri was the one that led to the good ending, right? It would just be, okay, you can put your own issues aside for at least a bit to help someone who's in need. That would sort of be the implication from that. But this, this bottom one has to be the good ending. Not only does it make sense, first off, it's a lot more obvious than the R2, as I was mentioning, but also the implication, if it's otherwise, would be, okay, seeing a doctor isn't the move. Like, there's no way the mod would ever be like that sort of ballsy regarding this decision making. Granted, the MC, for whatever reason, was, like, hesitant, but, like, that's because he's an idiot, right? So there's no way it could not be this, because then the implication would be seeing a doctor is the wrong decision. Like, I don't think there's ever a scenario where this is the wrong decision. Well, except maybe if it's like, like something that's not serious, that doesn't warrant this, but this does, right? So I think this is, if this isn't sort of the better route which leads to the good ending, I'm honestly going to be surprised. Like, I will be so surprised and shocked if this doesn't lead to the good ending. I'm no doctor, so I'm probably handling this wrong anyways. I hate how the MC takes what I click and then, like, says something that's completely unrelated. Like, it's not that he's not handling it right. The issue is that, he's certainly helping, but, it doesn't hurt to also see a doctor, right? Like, I don't get, like, he's now just, I swear to God, if he takes what I say and does something stupid, like, that's happened for, like, every single route so far. All I'm saying is, he's certainly helping. I don't think that's up for debate. But it's more so that it doesn't hurt to also have a doctor get involved, right? That doesn't hurt, but now he's like, okay, I'm doing everything wrong. I need to stop. No, like, I know she doesn't like them, but I feel a lot safer with her and professionals' care. Okay. So, yeah, obviously. And that's good, because we know, again, Relapse and Fallen Angel actually did include medical professional help as a plot point, right? This is the right decision. I know it. Okay, two evils. I don't even know what that's supposed to refer to. So, next chapter. But we know chapters don't entail time skips in this mod, right? So, I'm recording, right? Okay, good. I need to tell her mom. That's probably the best way to go. When did I click that? When did I click this? Like, when did I click for him to tell her mom? That's like, when did I click that? Like, I only clicked to go see a doctor. So why is this the first thing he's doing? I don't even know. Like, okay, I mean, because, no, this is the wrong move, right? Get her to do it. Like, don't be... I swear to God, if I'm on the bad ending, I'm going to be so mad. Like, I'm going to be so mad if this is the bad ending. Because now, the MC is taking what I clicked and doing something that's completely unrelated, right? Find the... Like, why is he doing that? Like, this is actually the wrong move. This is... If anything, let her do it. All he needs to do is ensure she sees a doctor, right? And then she can likely tell, you know, her mother about that, right? That's her own decision to make. Like, this is the wrong move. Text her. I swear to God, if I'm on the bad ending, I'm actually going to quit playing this. Like, there's... Oh my God, it actually says, Sayori's mom. And then it's off. There's too much text. It's taken up 2 lines. I'm afraid so. I thought you could get her to... This is so stupid. Like, I swear to God, if we're on the bad ending, I'm gonna be so angry. Like, when did I click that? When did I click that? All I said was, go see a doctor, right? So then why is this the first thing he does? He can ensure she sees a doctor. That's up... Because first off, her parents aren't even here, right? Like, they're away. So it's up to him to ensure she sees a doctor, right? She sees a doctor. And then, from that point on, she could likely be the one to, okay, relay that information to her parents. That's not his decision to make, right? I will as soon as I can. Thank you for letting me know. This is the wrong... I swear to God, if we're on the bad ending, I'm going to be so angry. Like, I'm actually going to be mad if this is the case. Yes, ma'am. I really don't care. I slide my phone back into my pocket and try and put on my poker face. Sayori can't know. This is so stupid. This is actually the most... This is the dumbest thing he could have done. Like, I'm just genuinely... Not only does he do that, and then doesn't tell Sayori. Like, how is Sayori's parents, who aren't even here, going to ensure she sees medical professional help? Not only that, why is he not going to tell her that he reached... I don't know. This is... I think we're on the bad route. Like, I made a decision, and then the MC did something completely irrelevant to it, right? So, you know, regardless of what decision you make, if the MC does something completely different, you know, then you can't really do anything about that, right? Take whatever food I can find and work back to the living room. Is she here? She's still on the couch. Oh, alright. So, yeah. Because I remember he went to the kitchen, and then he got the text from Natsuki, and that's when he pondered. I still think this is so... Honestly, we may be on the bad route, but, you know, I clicked the option, right, that I wanted. The MC did something completely different that I have zero control over, right? What was that noise? I sit down next to her. She doesn't move. You need silence. My mind races all over the place. Is this really best? You're a freaking idiot. Like, what he should have done... He should have asked her about it. Try to get her to see a doctor, right? Because her parents aren't here, right? So that's up to him to ensure she's actually, like, going to appointments, right? Like, her parents can sign her up for appointments, right? But so long as they're not there, they can't ensure she goes to them. So that's up to the MC. So once he's ensuring, you know, she's going, right? Like, you know, she's getting appointments and whatnot, then it could be up to her to relay all that information. Like... he did probably the worst thing he could have in this scenario. At least, like, sort of, in this scenario, following from this decision, right? Like, I have no idea. Like, you know, I'm saying, like, you know, if we get the bad ending, that's not, like, you know, me, right? I clicked the option, MC did something completely different. So, you know... It's unfortunately on my control, Doctor. Sayori starts to stir about and eventually wakes up. What time is it? About 5:30. I'm hungry. I hand her a pack of Pop-Tarts. Was this... I don't know. Yes, which ma was it where he only ate Pop-Tarts for breakfast? I don't remember. She stuffs her face with food. I can't blame her. Don't forget to actually chew your food. Chokes and dies. Choking is bad for your health. Okay, so good. I laugh at her ability to disregard warning. You're so ridiculous. Okay, I was like, I hand her another pack. I actually, like, you know, a pack of Pop-Tarts is actually pretty filling, so, like, I take it you're really hungry. She nods while enjoying the 3-week-old Pop-Tarts. Like, I can't, like, I can't think about this, right? Like, I can't, like, be invested in this. Like, just knowing how badly the MC botched that, right? Like, he did. In what scenario is that the most logical thing to do? Like, I genuinely don't know. Like, granted, it did entail coming off this decision, right? Obviously, if we said, just keep talking with her about it, then he's not going to do anything. But, hey, I might go to bed a little early today. Why? It's literally like 5:30 p.m. Her voice is whiny as usual. I just have a lot on my mind. I think some rest will help with that. It's 5:30 p.m. You want to talk about it? No. I think I can take it. Are you sure? She seems to not like the answer, but backs down anyway. Obviously, he's thinking about his decision, right? But I don't know why he doesn't relay that to her, right? Like, cause her parents are gonna, you know, talk to her about depression, like her depression, right? And she's gonna know that the MC told them. So why not the MC tell her now, right? I don't know. I swear to God, if we're on the bad ending, I'm gonna be so mad. You wanna come with me? Sure. She snaps back into her usual hag persona. I'm gonna be so angry if we're on the bad ending right now. How has she eyed all of this so well? Honestly, I lie down, back facing her. She wraps her arms around me from behind. Good night, MC. Love you. Love you too, Sayori. Thoughts of my decision begin to haunt me once more. I made the decision and then he did something completely different. Like, I'm just throwing that out there, right? Whatever it takes, she just has to be okay in the end. Okay, here's the interesting part though, right? I made a decision, he did something completely different. Like, I don't know how else to put it, but you know what's interesting though? Here's the interesting thing. You know, when we wake up, it's going to be Saturday, which is supposedly the last day in the route, right? I mean, given that they talked about the Blue Moon Saturday, like, way earlier, like, it was, like, Wednesday or Thursday in-game time, you know, I feel like Saturday is going to be the end of the route. Then it's like, okay, what happens then? What sort of determines the good or bad ending, right? You know, she won't be happy with it. I picked an option, right? I made a decision. The MC did something completely different. Why hide it? That's what I was asking. Like, I figured, okay, if he's at least gonna do what he did, he might as well relay that to her. Because as soon as her parents confront her about, you know, her depression, right, and seeing a doctor, she's gonna know the MC told them. So why bother not telling? Like, why hide it? That's what... She'll find out eventually. Honestly, I really hope we're not in the bad ending. But if we are, you know, it really sucks. Because I picked, you know, an option and the MC did something completely different, right? But in the end, you make the decisions. Let's just hope they're the right ones. Saturday. So yeah, I'm genuinely curious about whether the mod or the routes, where the hell are we? So I'm like, why is the screen white? Okay. Zero wakes up next to me. I'm gonna be so angry if we're on the bad route, like bad ending, right? I'm gonna be so angry if that's the case. MC. Good morning, Sayori. It's Saturday. It is. What's special about today? She jumps out of bed glowing with life. The blue moon. I honestly think the route's gonna end today, but I just don't know how. Like, it'll be interesting to see. But, and again, it's not confirmed. Like, it just seems like it is, but that doesn't necessarily mean it will, right? So... Oh yeah, that is today. I'm so excited. Seems like it, but what do you want to do until then? Again, she thinks as if it's a hard question. Honestly, I think it's kind of funny, like, how in this route, more than even the Monica route, because in the Yuri route, the club stuck together, like, even past and beyond the good ending, right? In Monica route, the club kind of disbanded, and it was just the MC, Monica, and Sayori in the good route. Or the good ending, right? In Sayori's route, the club just dies. Like, I mean, it's actually pretty funny. Alright, beach it is. See, I'm gonna go get some stuff from my house. I'll be back. Alright. This is, honestly, I think she may, some stuff, if it also involves her phone, she may learn about, you know, her parents may have contacted her, right? And she may learn about, you know, that they know about about her depression, and that we were likely the ones to tell them. She's in a hurry. Get up. Come on. The fact she doesn't know is still hanging over my head. Wait, what? Oh, is he saying that? Alright, so... Should I tell her? He should! Like, he should tell her that he contacted her parents, right? Because they're gonna contact her, and the moment they do, she's gonna know he told them, right? I mean, it's not like that's a hard, like, sort of conclusion to come to, right? So, I mean, I hate the MC so much. Like, I swear to God, if we're on the bad ending, I'm gonna be so angry. I change into some shorts and a t-shirt, pack a bag, and head downstairs. I'm just gotta keep saying that. I'm gonna be so mad if we're on the bad ending. Because I made a decision, right? And the MC did something completely different. Like, even more so than, like, these other routes, right? Because, like, obviously, when we clicked help ourselves, he literally did help himself, right? And when we clicked this option, we were obviously thinking, oh, he'd likely reach out to the others. And he did. The bomb when he didn't. But, like, this decision, more than anything else, you know, he just did something completely different from what the choice was, right? So that's something that's out of my control. Let's see. Okay, why is she knocking on the door? Is it not unlocked? And there's Sayori. Walk to the door and step outside. So, okay, so she isn't aware yet then. Because I was wondering, like, oh, if she needs to go get her stuff, if that includes her phone, maybe your parents already, you know, maybe they already, like, sort of reveal that they know about her depression, right? And then that'd be sort of, she would learn that, oh, they know and that we likely told them, right? Yep, let's go. She grabs my hand and we journey to the beach, talking the whole way there. I swear to God, like, the beach is empty as usual. Okay, why is there water? I dropped my bag to the ground. So pretty. What was that key ever for? Because we had a key, right? We just didn't know what it was for. Yeah, I don't think I'll ever get tired of this view. Sit down in the sand. She sits next to me. MC, can I ask you a question? Oh, okay. This is gonna be interesting then, I guess. Sure. What is it? I think something is bothering you. What is it? Yeah, he needs to tell her, because, like, even if, you know, he's worried about her, it's something that's gonna bother her. And this isn't even including when she eventually figures out, right? When her parents eventually, you know, reveal that they know about, you know, her sort of situation. Like, this isn't even looking at that. It's just looking at, okay, if he doesn't tell her, it's just, he's gonna be acting different, because it's gonna be bothering him the whole time, right? Shit. I rack my mind, come up with a shitty excuse. It's just school. Work gets me stressed. Like, terrible liar. It stressed you out this much? Terrible liar. Terrible. I have to keep my GPA high for college. We know the MC's, like, actually... We know the MC's, like, an actual idiot. Like, he doesn't need to worry about this, right? Like, I mean, we know, like, he's basically failing calculus. Like, because we know the other classes he's taken, right? But we know at least first period calculus, he's basically failing it, right? I mean, I guess that makes sense. Like, but you tell me if it was something else, right? I swear to God, if he doesn't, I swear, if we're on the bad ending, like, I'm actually gonna be so angry. Of course, it's just... The MC did the exact opposite of what I wanted him to, right? I clicked the option, go see a doctor, I'm like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. The MC will take Sayori to a doctor. Like, that makes the most sense in that situation. Not only does he not do that, but he also lets her parents know, right? Which is the wrong decision. It should be her being the one telling them when she's ready. And now he's lying to her about what... Like, this is actually... I swear to God, if we're on the bad ending, I'm gonna, like... Please tell me we're not on the... Like, we can't... Way to lie straight through your teeth. I hate him so much. Good. I want you... Honestly, like... Gee, college... Like, colleges don't want people like the MC, right? Like, they don't want lying people who manipulate, right? So, it's not exactly ideal. I know, and that's one of the things I love about you. I really don't care about whatever they have to say, like, given the MC's hiding this from her. Love you too, MC. Really don't care. She nestles next to me. I hold her close. We stare in silence at the sea. This is actually, I swear, about an hour passes until I check on her. She's out cold. Some things never change. My ass hurts from staying on this sand for so long. That's a you problem. Wonder if she wants to go do something else. She flutters her eyes as she slowly wakes up. Huh? Do you want to go do anything else? Like, I'm hungry. Okay, let's go eat. We have the whole day to kill. Yes, let's go. And again, also, I guess now, because whatever the MC does, we have zero control over, so we shouldn't be wondering about that. The question is whether the route's going to end today. I feel like that's the main question. She hops on my back, holding our things in her arms. This ride will cost you. Cost me what? Life? You'll see. I start to the city. She prods me with the questions the whole way. Some people gave us strange looks on the way here. Yeah, like what? I don't get, like, what, like, why, though? Like, the MC's actually, like, gonna be like injured by the end of this route, right? Like, he's gonna need to see a chiropractor. His like lower back's all fucked up because of like he literally at one point he piggyback carried her for 4 miles. I don't like, you know, piggyback carrying someone for like 100, 200 meters is a lot, right? Much less 4 miles. You are carrying her on your back. This is okay. Who is it? Sayori hops off my back as my phone goes off. I think this is Sayori's parents, obviously, right? Like that's gotta be right, cause now the mod's sort of solely focused on Sayori and the MC at this point. The club really doesn't matter, so it wouldn't make sense if it was one of the club members. And especially given that this is supposedly the last day of the route, right? It mainly focused on the MC and Sayori. If there was going to be any club stuff, it would have happened yesterday, right? So this has got to be Sayori's parents. Who's that? Okay, yeah. I actually hate the MC so much. Like, I hate him so much. Like, this... God, I'm actually, like, gonna blow, like, please don't tell me we're on the bad ending, right? Please don't tell me we're on the bad ending. Like, I mean, okay, Sayori's mom. I scheduled her in today at 6. I'll pick her up at home. The MC's gonna be like, why the fuck did you do that? You're an idiot for telling them to begin with. Like, did you not think something like this? I'm actually, like, my face turns white as I read this. I hate the MC so much. I hate him. Like, with all my passion, all my heart, right? I hate him so much. I hate him more than like anyone else. Today, he's literally exactly what I said. He's gonna be surprised. He's gonna be like, oh, why did they do that? It's because you told them, you idiot. When did I ever make the decision for him to tell him? I did. That was on him. And now he's somehow surprised at something. I hate him so much. I'm actually like, not today. You idiot. I managed to put aside the mental panic and respond. Yes, she'll be there. I look back up to a curious Sayori. Now he has to tell her. I'm gonna like actually, I think we're on the bad ending. I don't know how else to make of this. I hate, and it's, cause here's the thing, right? It's not even like the MC did what we said, what we clicked, right? It's not even like, you know, the option we clicked was what he did. Like, he did something completely different, and in a roundabout way, it worked back. But there was so much that, you know, he did that we did. He basically did the exact opposite of what I wanted him to do. Like, he literally did the exact opposite of what I wanted him to do. What we clicked was not what he did. He did something completely different. I'm actually like, I think we're on the bad ending. Like, I don't know how else to make of this, right? Other than us being on the bad ending. On a Saturday? Literally, I'm actually like... But anyways, let's see. Carrying you worked up and... I hate the MC so much. Sorry. She gives me a guilty look as we walk into the cafe. Like... Place is nearly empty. Let's just get to the bad ending, right? Like, I think there's no dispute at this point that we're on the bad ending. Like, I think there's no dispute at this point. Place is nearly empty, so our service was fast. We order and sit down. Hey, can we make a little revision to our plan today? What kind of revision? I've got to be home for package of 5:45, so can you go back to my place for a little bit? We're on the bad ending. I don't know, you know, I'm going to transition here. We'll see in the next one.